Let's talk about health, nutritional health, mental well-being, physical well-being, nutrition. It all encompasses everything that makes us up. And in this episode of Crushing with Your Tribe, I talk with Dr. Kella Price about this very thing, about how to get mindset right, how to pay attention to exercise and nutrition so that this one body that we have will last us as long as we want it to. So stay tuned for this episode with Dr. Kella Price.
As a Texas realtor, Robin McCoy is in the unique position to meet and know so many different people in a wide range of industries. These people are her tribe, and she leverages them not only to help her business, but to help theirs as well. Welcome to Crushing It with Your Tribe, where we share real talk about building business and life relationships. Here is your host, Robin McCoy.
Hi, everybody. It's Robin, and welcome back to another episode of Crushing It with Your Tribe. As a Texas realtor, I'm in the unique position to meet so many different people doing so many different cool things. And today I've got Dr. Kella Price with me, who I've known. She's been with ABWA a lot longer than me, but I haven't known her for very long. I think she's been kind of around the country more than I have with that. But Kella, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Robin. I'm really excited.
This will be fun. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Kella. She is the one that's balancing the mom life and the career life, very much into the health and wellness, inspiring and working with others to achieve their goals and finding support and community for your passion and the work that you do. Dr. Kella Price has more than 20 years of experience in training, an MS in exercise science and wellness, and has published on various topics, including stress and mental wellness. Kella travels the globe teaching group fitness instructors and personal trainers as a master trainer. She is a gym owner for Healthy Fit with several locations as well as virtual options. She is passionate about helping people improve their quality of life through fitness and nutrition. She's committed to teaching people healthy habits and encouraging families to hold each other accountable and manage schedules that make exercise a non-negotiable. Tell me about all of that. How did all that? Now there's more on there. She's done so many things. I don't know how you'd have to be like alive 25 years just to do that. So tell me where all this came from.
Go-getter.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Well, I got my background in and started my career in corporate training. I really enjoyed working with people and teaching them how to better themselves and achieve their goals. And fitness was something I did for fun, to keep my body healthy and enjoy the outdoors. And once I started to have kids, you kind of fall into the stress and rigmarole of being a mom and taking care of the house. And I had 4 little ones at home, active boys, which were so much fun. But I wasn't prioritizing myself, and I fell into some of the negative coping skills that a lot of moms do. A lot of coffee in the morning and a couple of glasses of wine at night. And it's not good for your mental health and your physical health. And I realized I could be more and do more if I reprioritized and really focused on the health and set a really good example for my kids. And as I started to adjust my mom life with that focus, I was able to see the positive impact that health had, not only on my energy level, my productivity, my patience with my boys, but how it has a positive impact for others as well. So I took my love for teaching and my desire to make a difference and my love for service to working with people in health and wellness, because it's so rewarding to see the positive impacts of making those mental and physical changes in your lifestyle and how it can change everything. It can change your outlook, your attitude, how you feel about yourself and your self-worth, but your productivity and your success in your home life as well as in your workplace.
Yeah, I notice because I am an inconsistent, well, not totally inconsistent. I've been going to the same workout program and all that for 6 years. I fall off for 2 weeks at a time, and then I'll go for 4 months solid. But I do know a difference. And it is true what you say. When your body is moving and your body gets healthy, it affects the whole you. The whole you, your brain. I know I start my day at 5:30 in the morning at boot camp. It sets the tone for the rest of the day.
It does, and your energy levels better, your productivity throughout the day, and you probably feel better about yourself. Not only
Yeah.
because you get those happy endorphins from the exercise and the detox of sweating, but you feel good about what you've done to take good care of yourself, and it does help with mental clarity as well.
I got the first big rock out of the way for the day, right? It's that I don't have to say, oh, okay, I got to go to workout. I got to go to workout. I got to go to workout. For me, it's done. I don't have to think about it again till tomorrow.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about some of the, all the you started your business, you've got gyms, you've got virtual, you are training other fitness people. How do you do all of that? How do you do it?
A lot of it has to do with goal setting and prioritizing and effectively managing your time. I have learned through my experiences that downtime is important, not to overschedule. And as a goal-driven type A personality that is always been out to achieve and accomplish goals, it's really hard for me. I have to force myself and actually block off time. And I force myself to set my phone aside on the weekend and not look at it, because you need that downtime. It's so
Right.
important to refresh and refocus yourself. But setting goals and having good time management. And this is a great time of year to be talking about this, because this is where we're starting to look at your vision for the next year. A lot of people are reflecting on whether or not they met their goals for the year. And every year I start with some reflection and I create a vision board for the next year. I don't know if you do vision boards. It's a great way.
It's a great tool.
A visual tool that you can use to help you achieve that success. Really think about different aspects of your life. And my vision board has things that are business related, financial related, family related, spiritual. And it's really neat to see as you go through the year and you're able to cross things off the list and see what you've achieved. I don't always ever achieve everything on the list, but at
No.
least you've made forward progress. And it's really cool to see over a course of several years how many things were achieved and how many things I pushed to the next step in the process to achieving that goal. So
Well,
setting those
sometimes
goals.
I found too that what's on this vision board that I didn't accomplish, and now I'm setting the next year's, and I go, I don't really want that anymore. Or that's not as important to me now, 12 months later, as it was this time last year. And so I think that helps pull what is really important to you.
Mm-hmm. And your focus can change, and that's okay. It's okay to set something aside and say, this doesn't serve a purpose for me anymore. And I really, in the last couple years, have looked at my lifestyle as my kids have gotten older and my husband has approached retirement and retired from his military career. What really is my passion? What drives me? What are things that are important to me that can bring me happiness and satisfaction? And if it doesn't meet those parameters, I'm going to take that out of my life because it no longer serves me, and focus on those things that are more important, because life is so fleeting. We don't have any days that are guaranteed. And being able to focus on things that make a positive impact in your life and others and leaving that legacy is where we want to focus our time.
So with your your years of experience and just the knowledge that you have, how would a person how would you approach a person, or what would your recommendation be for somebody that is still holding on to things that maybe aren't serving them? How, obviously you're going to keep your children alive and your husband alive and those obligations, but sometimes we keep doing things, or we have people in our lives or jobs that we're in or things that we do or don't do that just don't serve us anymore, but it's such a habit to keep doing it, I guess, that it's just habitual. What would you say to somebody that says, I want to change this, I want to get rid of it? How do I do that?
You mentioned the habit piece, and part of staying in that rigmarole, even if it's something that's not serving you, is that it's comfortable.
Mhm.
You know it, and so you're in a level of comfort. And so to create that change and make those modifications in your life can be scary. I have a client that decided to leave her traditional career. Her last day is tomorrow, and she is now pursuing her passion. And this has been something that we're working on through our coaching for over a year, to get her to the place that she feels like she has enough planning in place so that she can be
Mhm.
successful. But sometimes you have to take a leap of faith and do big, scary things, because you never know how much it's going to impact your life until you take that step and you make yourself a little bit vulnerable. And sometimes that vulnerability can actually make you work a little harder,
Yeah.
because you have more skin in the game, right?
There's
There's
more at
more
stake
risk
right
involved.
now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So that can be helpful, but talking with someone like a life coach like myself, I work with a lot of my clients, not just on the fitness and nutrition, but the mindset piece and preparing. Sometimes you need a sounding board, someone to ask you the right questions and walk you through, what does this look like? And if you did that, then what?
Right.
What if
I
you thought about this? To really visualize where you want to be. And once you have made that decision, you kind of have a plan in place, having the support not only of a coach, but family and friends that are going to support your decision. Uh, Whether it's chasing a new career or moving to a new part of the country. 3 years ago, my husband retired from the military, and we left the comfort of an area that we had lived
mm,
in for off and on for 10 years, in a community that we loved, to a city that we had no family. We'd never lived here, a new job. And it can be a scary leap of faith, but
yeah.
um, great things have come out of that, and great growth. So having the support of others around you that can kind of rally you. And if it's a goal or something that impacts your family, I think it's really important to sit down and have that discussion with your family. I do a personal vision board, but we also talk about goals as a family, because there are family things on the vision board, like
Right.
taking a family vacation, and serving in the community, and having regular date nights every week, and things that impact everyone. And so it's important to have that buy-in from the other parties that it impacts. You'll have better success that way. And then when you start to flounder, if you say you're going to write a book this year and you tell your whole family, or you publish it on Facebook, I'm going to write a book this year, and then time has passed and nobody hears about it, someone's probably going to ask you, like, hey, how's that
So,
book
what
coming?
about that book?
And kind of push you in the right direction.
Well, and that's one of the things I often say when, people are looking for answers and guidance, sometimes the right thing to do is, I always say, talk to somebody that doesn't love you, right? Like a coach, because people that love us don't want to hurt our feelings. It's not that they won't tell us what they think, but there's going to be some softening around the edges. Whereas a coach will ask you those hard questions. What does it look like? What's your level of commitment to this? How are you going to go about it? And then hold you a little bit more accountable than maybe the people that love you. So I always think, whether in business or your personal life, whether it's, therapy or coaching, find somebody that doesn't love you and isn't tied to the end result.
Yes. Not only will you get a different perspective, you're getting a perspective from someone who's unbiased and removed
Mhm.
from the situation. Sometimes your family can have some bias, and my husband is a great sounding board, and he's my biggest cheerleader, but he is also sometimes helps talk me through situations, and he has great advice, but sometimes I don't want to hear it from my husband, right?
Right.
You want to hear it from somebody else.
Exactly.
So it can be
Exactly.
helpful to have an accountability partner and a coach that will help move you in that direction and talk you through some things that you're more likely to listen to an outsider sometimes than your own family.
Yeah.
I
Well,
find that to be
because
very true with teenagers too. They don't want
yes.
to hear it from their parents.
I tell all my friends and their daughters or like nieces and nephews, like my nieces will do what I say, even though I've just vocalized exactly what their mother said. And so it happens all the time. So it's true though. It's true. So let's kind of go back now, because one of the things I've noticed about you in the time that I have known you is the amount of things you do in the community, whether it's a mentorship or philanthropy, or
Mhm.
you seem like you are everywhere. And I find that so amazing, that the number of things that you truly care about, and it's not just lip service. You're out there running 5Ks and doing this and doing that. Tell me a little bit about how all of that kind of community and philanthropy came to be. Is this the year that you're going to stop paying rent? Is this the year that you are going to finally purchase your own home? But where do you start? How do you get your questions answered? Well, I'm Robin McCoy, and I'm a Texas realtor with Keller Williams. Relax, I got this. I have a home buyers masterclass the first Saturday of every month, and it's free to you, and it's all online. Just text the word masterclass to 214-226-3770, and we'll get you registered and on the path to home ownership. Tell me a little bit about how all of that kind of community and philanthropy came to be.
I've always loved serving and giving back to the community, even from a young age. My sister had cystic fibrosis, and it's a genetic recessive disease. So she was born with it. And as my younger sister, from the age of 2, I started advocating for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, fundraising. My family participated in events all the time for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And so I always really had a passion for helping and serving others. And it's great for your mental health. It makes you feel good about yourself. And it's a way to give back. With Healthy Fit, I have a foundation and I provide a lot of free programs in the community. Walk Wednesday is one of them. Healthy Fit in the Park, which was a free workout program. I work with a lot of nonprofits to provide health and wellness resources for them, like Blue Star Families. I helped support their kids' summer camp for several years, as an example. And those things really help me help other people with their health and wellness to improve themselves. And like I said, it makes an impact in your own life when you see that you can make a difference in other people's lives. I'm also very active with Rotary International, and
Yes.
I found passion with helping people in that way and serving amongst other community leaders, and did a missions trip to India.
Yeah, that was
And
incredible.
oh, it was such a great experience serving in another country and advocating about mental health and other health and wellness initiatives as well. Networking with uh, individuals and leaders from India was really an amazing opportunity. And serving in other parameters, like with American Business Women's
Mhm.
Association, because the organization has given me so much as a member for over 20 years. As I moved around the country, getting that network of supportive cheerleaders and community leaders that I could connect with has been just great. So finding things that you're passionate about, it's easy to make a difference, and it's easy to want to get involved when it's one, it makes you feel good, and two, it's something that you care about. It's not,
Yeah.
there are so many good causes, and the things that I might be passionate about are different than someone else. If I have a friend whose child had cancer, and so childhood cancer is a focus for him, and he focuses his philanthropy on that. And we need people in the community that want to serve and give back to others in different ways, because it fills a void in our own
Yeah.
personal life, and it fills a void in our community of services that are so important for people's health and well-being.
Yeah, and I don't think, and it's really come to light over the last several years about mental well-being has been such it's I think we've ignored it for so very long, and now it is more people are paying attention, I guess is just the right word to start with. Um
Hmm.
and it's kind of coming out of, I don't know, coming out of the darkness that says it's okay. We used to say, "Oh, I just need a mental health day. I'm tired. I need a mental health day." But really, our mental health permeates the entire our lives, our communities, and it touches everybody, and understanding what good mental health and wellness as a whole really is.
Starting those conversations and being open is a great way to educate and advocate for good mental health. And I tell people all the time, mental health isn't something just when you're sick or not feeling well mentally, you're not in a good place. It's also for us on a daily basis. We all have mental health, and we all have mental health struggles. And if we don't take care of that component of total health and wellness, it can make you physically sick.
Mhm.
So, teaching people how to advocate for themselves and how to participate in self care, and being ready and willing to talk about struggles that they're having, because chances are, if you're having an issue with something and you're having a hard time working through that, which happens a lot in the holiday season, there's a lot of people
Mhm.
who struggle with negative feelings from family relationships, or trauma in their life, or deaths in their family, depression, and it comes to a head during the holidays. And being open to talking about it with other people not only gives you an opportunity to get the support or assistance that you need, but it encourages other people that, hey, someone else is having this same struggle. I'm not
Yeah.
out here by
I'm
myself.
not an
There's lots of
island.
people. Yes.
I'm not
There's
an
lots of
island.
people struggling.
Well, and it's true, and I think, the more we've gotten in this, that our physical health is one thing, exercise, eating right. Most people struggle with those things. I think probably 90% of the population as a whole probably struggles with one or two of those on a regular basis. But we don't talk about the mental wellness that then affects those things. And I think that's something that I hope in the upcoming year that people can find a safe space. Somebody like
Mhm.
yourself that will help them, like you said, overcome whatever fears or comfort levels they're in to make that change to wherever it is that they want to go, regardless of what somebody else may be saying about that.
It definitely is all connected. And that's why at Healthy Fit, we work through all areas of your life for total body wellness. We don't just do the exercise. We don't just do the nutrition. We also work on that mental piece because they are all intertwined. And most people, when they struggle with the fitness or nutrition piece, it's related to the mind. It's related to a mindset that they have, feelings that they haven't dealt with, problems that haven't been addressed. And so you have to fix the mental piece in order to get the success that you want in the fitness and nutrition. An example of this is emotional or stress eating. A lot of people, like, they get stressed and they say, oh, I need a piece of chocolate. Or the mom who or business person that has had a crazy day and they come home and they're like, oh, I need a drink. Pour me a glass of wine.
Yeah.
That's a coping mechanism. And so changing the script and not just saying to the person, well, to feel better, you have to drink less wine. Yes, but what is causing? Being able to recognize, okay, I'm having this trigger in my life. How do I fix that trigger? How do I address that problem? Because then I'm not necessarily going to want to drink that glass of wine. And even just being mentally aware of things that you do really without thinking about it, that impacts your health. If you're aware that, oh, I have this stress trigger that when I'm stressed, I want to drink a glass of wine. Well, what are some other things that I could do? If I recognize that I'm getting stressed, what can I do to alleviate the stress? And what can I replace the wine with? Right? So it really is all a connected web.
Yeah.
And you have to address everything or the problem's never going to get solved.
It's like your drive home. And if you're where for those listening, we're in the Dallas area, and that Dallas traffic can be a nightmare. And I used to find I drive home and the traffic would just stress me out. And I just didn't, you go in and you find crackers or something to eat. Now I've learned if I can just leave 30 minutes earlier, not that everybody can do this from their jobs, but if I leave 30 minutes earlier, the traffic is that less intense. And I don't pull into my driveway like, oh God, thank God I'm home. It's that stress level's gone down because I left 30 minutes earlier. So finding a way to unplug that or just change the stress, whatever it may be. Find a different way home if you can. So let's talk about a couple of other things real quick, because you've got on here the Dr. World North America 2022, and I looked it up, and so you were Mentor of the Year. So tell me, what is Dr. World North America?
Dr. World is a pageant. And when I say pageant, some people are like, oh, it's a beauty pageant. Pageants are more than just what you see on the outside. Interview is typically the number one category. That's the most of your score, is how you articulate yourself and share your passions. Dr. World, you have to have a doctorate's degree to compete. And you do an interview and they assess you on things like mentoring, community service, educational accomplishments. Their motto is smart is beautiful. And so,
oh, I like that.
Yeah. I competed this last year and got the Community Engagement and Mentor of the Year awards. So it was really exciting based on my work in the community and making a positive impact with others.
That was awesome. I was looking at that and I was like, what exactly, is this? And I was impressed, and but then again, I know that the community involvement and Mentor of the Year probably wasn't a big stretch, because that's just what you do every day. So now let's talk about the American Businesswomen's Association. You mentioned briefly that you've been a member for over 20 years as the wife of a military person moving around all the time, it gave you, I guess, kind of a home base, no matter
It
where you
did.
were.
Yes, I joined the association looking for scholarships. I was going to school for my doctorate's degree, and school was really expensive. And I Googled scholarships or organizational scholarships near me, and an American Businesswomen's Association local league came up, and the rest is history. I went to a meeting and said, this is a great organization. And so I joined. And I don't think I was even at that league for more than 6 months before my husband got transferred. Being in the military, we moved about every 3 years. It was a very rigorous cycle where we would move, and I would basically have to start over. Start over, make new friends, get to know the community, find a job. And in a lot of cases, military spouses are severely underemployed, which is part of the reason I moved into consulting and coaching on my own, because I got tired of trying to sell myself to organizations that didn't want to hire me because they knew I was a military spouse and I'd be leaving in 2 or 3 years. So the American Businesswomen's Association was a great network and really a sisterhood, even when you don't know the individuals in the leagues. When I would move to an area, before I'd move, I'd look up and see if there was a local league, reached out to them, and I had some amazing responses from women that I had never met. When I moved to North Carolina and contacted the president, she invited me to her home for dinner. One of the first days I was in town, I didn't have any dishes. I was living out of boxes and eating off of plastic plates. And it was great to have someone that invited me into their home that I had never even met, to get to know me and to lead me in the right direction and give me connections. Then when I was moving to Arizona and looked up the league, and again contacted someone that I didn't know that was on the website, went out there for house hunting with my husband, and she met us for lunch and told us about places we wanted to maybe look at to live, people I needed to connect with, things that were happening in the community. And so it was just a really helpful, supportive environment. And I really appreciated that about the association.
Yeah, when I joined, I was never one of those, the joiner and the women's groups and all those, I guess, I don't know, ideals of what they may be. And I walked into that first meeting here in Dallas and I was like, oh my God, these people are really cool. It's really fun. And over the last 6 or 7 years, it's amazing the friendships and the relationships that I've become a part of, the things that I've learned, and just the getting, we talked earlier about getting out of your comfort zone. And it's a safe place to do that, to go learn how to do something or admit you don't know how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just found it just a great supportive environment. So now you are the District 2 Vice President of the American Business Women's Association. So our district here in Texas, and let's see, Texas, what are we all?
Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi are my 5 states.
Yeah, I was like, it goes this way. So tell us a little bit about what does the District 2 Vice President do? What led you to want to go into that area of leadership within the organization?
I had wanted to give back to the association for a while, but this was really a good time in my life. My kids are getting older. My husband's he's at home a lot more, not being in the military now. So I can travel and do things, and he's here at home to support and be that backup guy. And the association, as the District 2 Vice President, your role is to really support the leagues in their success and help encourage them and be a problem solver if they need some help with any issues that arise, but also serve on the National Board of Directors, which oversees the direction of the association under the mission of the American Businesswomen Association. So we're trying to encourage longevity and vitality of the association as leaders nationally.
So what are your thoughts on how does an organization such as ABWA, and there are others that are similar out there, but we're going to use this one because this is the one we know. How do we encourage the younger women that they do need something like this? How do we tell them that, because we're not 20 anymore, how I wish I'd had something like this when I was in my 20s and 30s. And I guess it was around, but I wasn't aware of it. So how can we, like you said, the vitality and the longevity of this organization, what would you say to younger women about getting involved today?
I would encourage them to reach out and attend a meeting and really connect with women across the country. ABWA is a great national organization, so you can connect with people in your industry who are in different parts of the country, and even find a mentor, someone that can help support you. The networking is amazing. I think a lot of the millennials know that networking is important. They love to network. Sometimes some of the face-to-face networking can be a little bit more challenging when we spend so much time on our phones. I myself, even as a business owner, and I work with people all day, but a lot of times it's through the screen. So going to network in a face-to-face environment with people is a different animal. It's a different atmosphere, and it's good to incorporate that into our networking to build our relationships with individuals and grow in different ways. So you can grow through the networking, the professional development. There's something for everyone in ABWA, that you just have to figure out what it is that you're missing in your personal and professional life.
Yeah.
And then we can plug you in with a solution,
Plug it in.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, Kella, if there was one thing we didn't talk about and one thing that you want to get across to folks that are listening, what would that be?
I think it's really important to, as we go into the new year, determine what it is that your passion and purpose is, and utilize that in your vision and goal setting. Figure out what it is that you want to define you in your life. And if there's things that you're not doing to achieve those goals or really fuel those passions, then maybe you need to add it into the vision board, and really surround yourself with supportive, positive, influential people that can cheer you on. Some of them can be intimate friends, some of them could be family, some of them might be people that you don't even know yet. Maybe maybe you stumbled upon this podcast of Robin's, and you say, Robin is an influence to me because she's a positive, happy person, so I'm going to watch her podcast. So it can be also individuals that you don't even know that are inspirational or influential to you, to really fuel your fire, support you in a positive way, and encourage you on the daily basis, because everyone needs that encouragement towards their goals. I have a free Facebook group that has monthly goal setting challenges. That is a great way if you're looking for support and fun ways to improve your health and wellness. It's a Facebook group, Healthy Fitness Challenge. It's, again, free monthly challenges. And we're actually doing goal setting for January. And I'll be providing I have a guide when you sign up for my newsletter, that you'll get a New Year guidebook to goal setting for subscribing, that will help you with the process. And that's like my gift to people, share the love. I want you to be successful. And this is one of the ways that I can help you.
Well, we're going to put all of your contact information. Everything will be in the show notes. So we'll make sure that free challenge Facebook page is up there as well. And I want to thank you for taking some time today with me. This has been, it's been a joy getting to know you over the last year or so through ABWA. And I really appreciate you taking some time today.
Thank you so much for having me, Robin.
All right. Well, that's this episode of Crushing It With Your Tribe. I appreciate the time that you spent with us today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, listen to us on your favorite podcast player, and tune in next time to Crushing It With Your Tribe.
Thanks for joining us for Crushing It With Your Tribe with Texas Realtor Robin McCoy. Check out all the show notes for contact information on Robin and her guests and to access your free resources and information discussed on this episode. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a conversation. Thanks again, and we will see you next time on Crushing It With Your Tribe with Robin McCoy.